Hi guys, welcome back. One of my viewers from the Blue Mountains, Tony, has sent this in for me to have a look at today, and it's a very interesting watch. It's a 38mm automatic. It's by Bulova, and it's basically a watch that was inspired by Bulova's military heritage and vintage watches of the time. So it's called the Hack Watch, and it's called the Hack Watch for a reason. So stick around as I share my honest thoughts and review of this interesting timepiece from Bulova. Hi guys, welcome back. First and foremost, I want to say a big thank you to Tony for sending this watch out for us to have a look at. It's a automatic 38mm, and look, he said to me, Pete, I'm going to send you this watch, have a look at it, see what you think, give me your honest opinion, your honest review, and he goes, don't hold back. And you know what? It's very nice. It's quite an interesting piece because of the fact that it's a good size watch, it's a field watch, and it's something that you can wear basically as a daily beater or, you know, going out to expeditions, but it's got a nice vintage charm about it. I like it, you know. So it's basically a watch that was inspired by Bulova's military heritage, you know, the vintage watches of the time. And the name of this watch, it's called a Hack Watch, H-A-C-K. And the reason is basically because it hacks. They wanted to design a watch of the time that you could stop the seconds by hacking it, and you could set the time. Being a military watch, you could set the seconds, or the minutes I should say, exactly where you wanted to, and start the watch to be accurate, you know, if you're going to synchronize with someone else. So this is what they developed back then, and they've just replicated it in today's day and age, and I like it. It's quite interesting, it's quite nice. So, but look, let's get on to the watch dimensions. It basically is a case diameter of 38mm with a case height of 10.5. I measure the case at 10.5, but if you look at the crystal, that extends it up to about 13.4. So it's quite a hefty glass on top. It's a mineral glass, and it's got that vintage distortion and aesthetic, which I think adds to the character and value of this watch. Now the lug to lug distance of this watch is 46.5, and the lug width is 18mm. So I'm going to put this on my 7-inch wrist to show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so there you go. So that's what it looks like on my 7-inch wrist, and it's a decent sized watch. You can wear this as a field watch, you can wear it as a daily beater. It sits really nicely. I mean, you can see the crystal is basically what's giving it its height. But I did mention that it's an 18mm lug width, and Tony didn't have any 18mm straps. It actually comes with a beautiful leather. It's a textured leather NATO of sorts. As you can see, there's your contact points. But I like this. It's quite nice and soft. But he's obviously taking it off because he's wanting to order some leather straps for this, maybe some brown vintage or something, or you know, something more military inspired. But he's put this on a Vario strap. It's a 20mm, and he's sort of tucked it in, but I think it sits nice on the wrist. I think it sits really nicely on the wrist, and it's a watch that you can basically wear all day. It's a watch that you can, you know, enjoy. The clarity is wonderful, the aesthetic, the hands. It's got a really nice appeal. So let me take it off the wrist just to show you a few things. Okay, so the crown on this thing is fantastic. It's a signed crown, and the size of it, it's an oversized crown, and it's beautiful. It's easy to wind, as you can hear that. It's hackable, as we said before, so one click and it hacks the movement. You set the time to where you want it to be, start the seconds again. It features an automatic movement. It's a Miyota 82SO-43A, so it's basically got a 42-hour power reserve and hackability, which is great. So it's been modified to be able to hack, and I like that. Now the case, as you can see on this, it's a military brush. It's going to have a simple look to it, sharp edges. You got your solid case back and all the rest. It's a tool watch. It's a watch that you're going to use out in the field as a tool watch. Now, as you can see from the dial, it's got a beautiful ivory finish. Let's get the hands out the way. There you go, just to show that's better. So as you can see, you've got your Bulova logo at the top, automatic, super simple, super simple. It features a 24-hour dial, extremely legible. And the first thing, I mean, when you look at a watch, I think first impressions are great. As soon as you take something out of the box, first impressions speak volumes. And as soon as I took this out, I thought, gee, this is nice. You know, straight away I started thinking in my mind, okay, leather strap, NATO, you know, what you can match this up with. And it looks good. It's nice to have a little ivory watch like this, you know, in this size, in a 38mm. And I compare this to the Seiko Alpinist. I reviewed a Seiko Alpinist several months back, the ivory version, and it's very, very similar. In fact, it's pretty much sits the same way as the Alpinist does, but not for that excessive price. You know, the Alpinists are obviously much more expensive than this. So this comes in at about $400 Australian, give or take. There are 3-year warranty. Obviously, like I said, the Miyota movement, so really reliable. And you know, it's a watch that's going to be used for multiple functions. You can it can be a grab and go that you can just look. I'm just going to go to the cafe, bang, chuck it on, nice, wonderful. Unobtrusive. It can be dressed up or dressed down. So it's one of those in-between watches which I think all of us really need to have in our collection. This is one of those watches where it's an in-between. It's a field watch, it's a nice size, but it's a watch that can be enjoyed without being overwhelming or overbearing on the wrist. So a nice piece. Now I'll show you guys what it comes with. It's obviously, like I said before, it's got the leather strap, and I like this. I think this is really, really nice and pliable, soft. There's pretty much no break-in period. This is straight off the bat, you know, just straight go and away you go. So a nice, interesting offering. The box itself, as you can see, just click away and there you go. So nice and simple. An interesting package. I think it's a nice offering. I think it's a nice appeal. The only things that I can see as a negative on this watch would possibly be the 18mm strap. Not many of us carry 18mm, usually 20 or 22, and that's a bit of a, you know, you've got to go and get yourself 18mm straps, and that's exactly what he's done. He loved the watch, but he didn't have any 18mm strap, so he's just chucked it on this Vario strap for now. It's a 20mm and sort of tucked it in, but yeah, he's gone to get some 18mm straps to see what he can match with it. But another thing is the crystal. It features a domed, you know, it's a mineral hardened glass, and it would have been nice to see sapphire on this. You know, sapphire just would have set this off at this price point at $400 Australian. I think that would have been an absolute steal, a bargain, and it would have been really nice to have that. Water resistance on the watch, it's pretty much 30 meters. It's really not designed for swimming and all the rest, but a nice piece. 3-year warranty. You really can't go wrong. It's a lovely piece to have in the collection, and I've seen a lot of other companies that are, you know, that are basically offering something similar specs for a lot more. So an interesting watch, and look, the lume on this is quite nice. It's legible. It's not the lume monster. It's not the greatest of looms, but it is clean and clear. So have a look at that. As you can see, you know where you are on the dial. It's quite clean, but look, I like it. I like this watch. I think it's a nice, simple, non-pretentious design. You know, it's not trying to be something it isn't. It's basically a military heritage remake, and they've done a clean job. They've done a nice job on this watch. So, you know, for what it is, you know, we can always complain and say, oh, you know, it would have been great to have a screw down crown or to have sapphire glass or drilled lugs. And, you know, at the end of the day, it just adds to the cost. So for what this is offering, for what it is, it's a simple, clean watch that's not pretending to be something. It's offering you, something from a vintage era, and I think it's doing a great job. So once again, Tony, thanks for sending this out to us to have a look at, and I hope you enjoyed that review, guys, and we'll see you all in the next video.